Well, a bill heading to the Indiana House could do away with tenure as we know it and replace university trustees elected by alumni with those appointed by State House leadership. Ethan Sandwise explores what this bill would mean for the future of higher education in Indiana if passed.
Professors and university administrators are sounding the alarm over a bill they say could eliminate academic independence at Indiana's public universities. Senate Bill 202 would change the definition of tenure, guaranteed permanent employment for faculty that can still be terminated with cause.
A body of peers confers tenure on the basis of a significant 6-year apprenticeship, and that allows faculty the freedom to pursue their inquiries and their teaching without fear of reprisal.
This bill would make it easier to fire veteran professors on political grounds. Rather than a professor's peers, the Board of Trustees would determine who receives tenure. The trustees could then review the status of their tenure every 5 years, based partly on their commitment to what the bill calls intellectual diversity. What that means is up to the trustees.
Now, one could say that's only every 5 years, but the fact is the prospect of such a review will chill freedom of inquiry and freedom of teaching and freedom of expression.
The bill's author, Republican Senator Spencer Deary, says his bill will help politically conservative students feel more welcome on campus.
The problem is a lot of Hoosiers just don't want to go to higher ed because they don't trust universities, and so this is what we're trying to fix.
Deary cited a Gallup poll that showed that 46% of right-leaning students on Indiana campuses feel uncomfortable speaking up about their beliefs. He insists his bill is not an attack on tenure.
And infringing on academic freedom is a red line we should not cross. But we don't need to give up on these values to curb the excessive politicalization and viewpoint discrimination that threatens our state's workforce goals.
The bill creates a complaint system whereby students and other employees can accuse professors of not meeting certain criteria related to intellectual diversity.
So a politically appointed body will now be in a position to review faculty on political criteria that they alone set.
That politically appointed body is the Board of Trustees. Along with placing them in charge of tenure, SB 202 also changes the composition of these boards. Currently, the IU Board of Trustees has 6 members appointed by the governor and 3 elected by alumni. Deary's bill would replace 2 of the elected positions with 2 appointed by the President pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House. Republicans hold a supermajority in both chambers.
We're headed down that path where we're going to start micromanaging these institutions of higher learning to the point where we're going to stymie their progress.
Taylor tried to amend the bill to give both parties an appointment.
To have the minority party actually appoint someone was rejected along party lines.
Deary once served within higher education as chief of staff for former Purdue president Mitch Daniels. After his bill passed the Senate, we asked how it would be perceived by his former colleagues.
I've worked very closely with nearly every Indiana institution to get this right. This is too important not to.
Ball State and Purdue University declined to comment, but IU President Pamela Whitten sent a statement criticizing the bill's potentially chilling effect on academic freedom. Whitten says the bill could put academic freedom at risk, weaken intellectual rigor, and impair IU's ability to attract faculty. She added that the consequences could threaten not only the status of IU, but the economic and cultural vitality of the state.
If you're an academic, knowing that you'll be subject to review by a politically appointed legislature every 5 years, and in fact the initial grant of tenure will be subject to such review, you will not choose to come to the state of Indiana.
Still, the bill is not without its supporters. It passed through the Senate 39-9 along party lines.
I was not initially intending to speak on the bill, but I have to say thank you to Senator Deary for your leadership. You are a listening legislator, which I think is the highest compliment.
Now SB 202 heads to the Indiana House of Representatives. Last year, the House blocked funding for certain IU research on sexuality and gender. Robinson says universities need to keep their guard up.
Is it too late to turn it around? And hopefully not. Hopefully we have concerted effort to lobby against this bill coming from the university.
An IU spokesperson says the university is in touch with Senator Deary about the bill. For Indiana News Desk, I'm Ethan Sandwise.
Now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a similar bill targeting tenure in his state last year.